What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a little walk around video for the Husqvarna 701 here that I have for sale. First, I'll just do a little bit of a walk around here. You can see it's in need of a bath, but this is all just going to wash right off. As a whole, it's a very clean bike. I just haven't had a chance to wash it before I put it away last. So this is a 2017 Husqvarna 701 from what I've seen and read. It's basically the twin to a KTM 690. So if you're looking for one of those and you don't mind the color scheme of this, I think you'd be very happy with this bike. It does have ABS. You can see the tone rings right here. Front tire still has some life left in it. Doesn't appear to have any fork seals leaking or anything like that. Very dry. The front turn signals were removed by the previous owner, but I do have those. The mirrors, I just kind of those were removed too. I just put those back on by hand for right now. I got to get a wrench on them still, but they are present. The previous owner also did a different intake on it, different intake filter, and then a dyno jet tuner here. This displays RPM and stuff like that. Again, coming around this side, very dry. Needs a bath, but otherwise in good shape. Rear tire still in good shape. And we do still have the rear turn signals there on the side, as well as brake light. And the plate is under there. I have new tabs. You are good for this season, ready to ride. Stock exhaust. And then I replaced the factory seat with the seat concepts. I think this is the Comfort or Comfort Tall. I can't remember exactly, but it definitely grabs you better than the slippery stock seat, and it's definitely a little wider and comfier, so I think it looks pretty good on here. This will come with the bike, and I have the stock one somewhere that'll come with the bike as well. And here is the stock seat. The only thing that's wrong with the stock seat, other than not being as grippy as the seat concepts, is like first week of ownership, the sticker peeled off on my coworker original owner, and he just never put it back on. So other than that, it's in good shape. Now, I have not started this in at least 3 or 4 weeks, so this is going to be a cold start, even though it's not that cold out, but let's see how it does here. $4,500 miles on it. There we can see our RPM. This light over here is just the ABS. That goes away once you start driving. But as you can see, there's no other lights on, no sort of warning lights or anything like that. I have not changed the oil or filters yet this year, but there's only about 1,000 miles on this oil and filter setup, so it doesn't necessarily have to be changed right away. The previous owner of this bike is actually also the original owner, and it's a coworker of mine, so he's owned it since 2017. He decided he wanted something a little bit different last year, 2021, early spring into summer, and I decided I was going to sell my Yamaha 450 and get this. The 450 was already quite a bike, but let me tell you, the 701 is a completely different animal. It's a little bit heavier, but this thing just has power for days. Just very fun bike to ride. I've also got these grip puppies on there. You may or may not like those, but you can remove them very easily. Just remove the screw here on the end of the handle and you'll peel them off. Basically, they're just a little bit thicker foam covers that go over the factory grips to reduce vibrations a little bit, and they also make the girth of the handle a little bit bigger, so someone with larger hands, I actually don't mind the bigger throttle. But if you don't like that, it's easy to remove, or you can just even cut it off. The factory grip, like I said, is underneath it still, so no issues there. Under its previous owner, this bike was always garaged, and under my ownership, it's always either garaged or in my storage unit here. It's never been left out in the elements overnight or anything like that, so it's not all sun faded or anything. It is in good shape. The 701s and the KTM 690s aren't exactly super common. You'll notice there's not a lot of them for sale. And when you do find one that's for sale, it's not usually a 701 or a 690. It's usually a smaller bore or a 2-cycle. Or if you do find a 701, a lot of times they got the dirt setup on them. So this is kind of a special bike, you know, with the 701 and the street setup. I'm not trying to price gouge anybody. I'm just putting it up there for what I think it's worth based on what I paid for it and, you know, the condition, the mileage and all that. So I'm just putting it out there that it's not a super common bike. I'm not saying it's the most rare thing in the world, but when you do find one of these, they're not exactly cheap. They do hold their value well, so just keep that in mind as well. And in the past year that I've owned it, I've only put maybe 500 miles on it. And quite honestly, guys, the only reason I'm selling the Husky is because I traded my old Harley in for this one last year. I've been riding this one quite a bit. And all my buddies, and including myself, are very busy in this stage of our lives, so we don't have time to ride all the bikes that we have. A lot of my buddies have sold their supermotos or just don't ride them anymore. So when we do ride, it's always the cruisers that we hop on. And at this point, I'd rather just recuperate the money and let somebody else enjoy the Husky. I'm just extremely busy all the time, and when I do ride, I usually get on my cruiser. Still has the passenger pegs as well. So we have here a pretty darn clean 2-owner bike, and like I said, I know the original owner, so I know it was taken care of. He's in his late 30s, I'm in my early 30s, so it wasn't completely beat by some high school kid or anything like that. We've taken pretty good care of it, as you can see. The bike also comes with a couple extras and some of the original equipment. I believe this is maybe like a grab handle for the passenger or something on that. Got one here, other ones in the bottom of the box there. And we've got 2 of these, not sure what those are for. I got the front turn signals, both of those right there. And if you want to put those back on, got the stock air box and air filter. Also have the original owner's manual right here. Toolkit, spare key. I think this is just a notepad with some of the stickers and all that. But that'll come with it. Also have the dyno jet stuff with an additional O2 sensor if you want to add that to an aftermarket exhaust. It just has the factory exhaust right now, but we also have the Aero adapter pipe here. Was going to go with an Aero exhaust on it, but never got to it, so this will all come with it as well. And a couple of Husky donuts. So with things being the way they are right now, being super busy, and I have my other bike anyways, this one never gets any love or attention. I'd kind of rather just have the money right now, let somebody else enjoy this thing. But on the same note, I'm not pressured to sell this. It's paid off. I've got the clean title for it with the lien release for whoever buys it. So I'm not just going to take $1,000, $2,000 hits or anything like that. What I have it posted for, I'm pretty firm on. You know, I'll maybe wheel and deal a little bit if you throw me a legitimate offer or something like that, but none of this slap in the face low balls. I'm just not about it. And quite frankly, I'm just not that hard up for the money. I'm just kind of floating the idea right now. Serious offers only, guys. Please, no tire kickers. I've bought and sold a lot of stuff publicly. I know how it can go. I just rather get to the chase, find someone who's serious about it, get the deal done, and everyone's happy and on their way. Nobody's wasting their time. But other than that, guys, appreciate you checking out the bike. Thanks for watching the video. Message or comment down below with any questions. I'll get back to you about it to the best of my ability, and have a good day.